Destroy them! Destroy them at once!
Hello everyone out there in YouTube, and welcome to episode 12 of my Doctor Who action figure reviews. In today's review, as you can see, I am looking at the Cyberman from the 5th Doctor Story Earthshock. Now this is my favourite type of Cyberman from the 80s. I always remember the Cybermen from Earthshock. They didn't really change much, but it was always that story where the Cybermen seemed the most impressive, and of course you have that very famous cliffhanger where they are revealed at the very end of episode 1. Now this is a excellent figure. This came from the Classics Wave 2 back in 2008 I believe it was, and it was released for £15, and it's an excellent figure. They really did a good job on this. So I'll just take away his cyber gun for now, and as always I shall begin looking at the articulation of this figure. The articulation for this figure is as follows. The head should not be able to turn. It may do on some figures, but it shouldn't be able to turn because of the helmet. It never turned in the show. These Cybermen always had to go like that if they wanted to look around, and of course they'd be hindered by this chest unit, which can move a little bit but not too much. It's stuck on at the back. Arms, they can't really do a 360. They can do 180 degrees behind them and in front of them, but that's it because they're hindered by the collar of their chest units. The arms can bend, and you have bicep articulation, which is good. But the legs can go forward and backward as well, standard, out to the side in a T-joint, and the knees can also bend. There's no thigh articulation, but you do have some slight articulation. There we go, 360 articulation at the moon boots. And that is basically it for the articulation on this Earthshock Cyberman. I'll very quickly, before I look into the detail of the figure, I will firstly look at the detail of the cyber gun, which is a very, very nice sculpt. This is very, very accurate to how it appears in Earthshock. They do change in Attack of the Cybermen, and they completely change for Silver Nemesis, but this is the gun from Earthshock. As you can see, it's the silver sculpt with all the little details, the lines, the black, in the different sections. You've got a segmented bit just there. You can't see it brilliantly on camera. I don't know what this section is, but the underbarrel and the little button is there where they fire, which is probably the trigger for these guns. These sections are squared off. You have the barrel, which is painted correctly in the red and black paint, and the circular end of the barrel with the black lines and the inner circle as well, and the segmented bit around it here. And of course you have a nicely detailed strap which the Cybermen would use to hook these guns onto their arms. It's made out of a slightly stiff rubber, but you can manipulate it to different poses and stuff. And now I'll show you how to put this on, because this can be a bit tricky. Simply, this is how I do it. Slide the gun, well, the strap of the gun up his arm, then get him to grasp the handle of the gun here, and then you just simply get him to grasp the barrel, and there you go. You have a Cyberman ready to shoot Adric. And you can pose him like that, or just holding the gun. You can do that, and it all looks very, very nice. And I quite like this as well. I shall now just put that gun to one side, and the next thing I will look at is the detail of the figure. The helmet on the Cyberman is absolutely excellently sculpted. It is spot on to how it appears in the story. They really did a great job with this sculpt. It is just fantastic. You've got the handle shapes, or the computers I believe they're called, sculpted in one whole piece but sectioned off into three separate sections. The thicker section here, the mid section, and then the top part which connects into the head sculpt here. They are glued on, I believe, or just part sculpt. You have the bit of detail at the top with the Perspex sticker, I believe it was, that they have in that story. It's in a green. Later stories it changes into black, like Attack of the Cybermen. Excuse me, I've got a camera focusing issue. And you have the side of the helmet is all rigid. It's got all the little rivets in it, and etc., and the piping going to the back of the chest unit, which is around here, which is very, very good. And if we look at the back, you can see clearly the line where the back panel is screwed on. There's two little screws there, and the detail here is continued to, and it's very, very nice. The face is also very, very good. You have the little missing section here, which is just clear through, where we can assume that there is the remnants of a human head or a skull inside. And you have the two square sections here. The eyes are very, very nice. They're just painted silver, and they are sculpted it further in than the rest of the helmet. The sectioned off bit for the mouthpiece, and you have this very solemn, sad looking mouth slit with the transparent chin, and inside, which you might not be able to see very well here, but it is there if you have the figure. Have a look. It's the silver human chin that the Cybermen of this story had, which is excellent attention to detail. The neck, it has all the little details here, the little sections, the lower chin section, and these little details here. The chest unit is also very, very good. It is the chest unit as it is in that story, and 5 Doctors Attack of the Cybermen. That's all one big piece that's been slotted on, and that's got the segmented bits here, this little square perspex bit in black, the transparent section here, which can't see on my camera again, I do apologise. You can see all the inside circuitry, which is as it is from the story. It's very, very close to how it is in Earthshock. You have the tubing here going down, and then the little bit at the end here with more slightly perspex style pattern on it, and it's excellent, very, very nice. And you even have the tubing from the story, which goes in there and goes round to the back and actually is glued into the suit, the jumpsuit, or whatever they wore in that story. And I'll go on to the jumpsuit now. They've done a fantastic job with the jumpsuit. I'll try and go into this one in a little bit more detail, because that is probably the most impressive feature of this figure. The suit is absolutely fantastic. There is so much detail on this that it is unbelievable how accurate it is to the show. When I saw this figure, I was like, wow, and I bought this straight away. I just couldn't resist this, and I wasn't a big fan of Cybermen back then. I was always a Dalek person, but now I do quite like my Cybermen. But getting off topic slightly, I do apologise. The body of the suit is entirely sculpted in silver, painted in silver, and looks very, very nice. And then what they've done is, with these like sections here and as you can see on the camera, it's in the piping. They've given it darker washes that highlight all the detail of the figure. It's like washes of black and grey, and it really makes it look really interesting and well detailed. It highlights all the cabling, all the other bits and circuitry on the figure, and it just looks outstanding. I mean, I can't really do it justice how much detail there is. You've got all these wires here which are plugged into the tubing, and then you've got all that going around there. You've got the arms as well, all it continues up there. It even continues, you can't see on here very well at all, it even continues behind the chest unit, I believe. So all the sculpting is absolutely fantastic on this figure. It really is. And the only other things to mention are the gloves, which they're just they're the gloves as they were in that story. They have the lines. I don't know what kind of gloves they are. Kind of like gardening gloves or cricket gloves, to be honest. I know they were cricket gloves in Silver Nemesis, and they've got the elastic pattern on here. They're all painted entirely silver. You've got the little lines here and the zip on the side, which is not very clear, but it's there. You might be able to see. And the only other feature to note is the moon boots, which they are wore in this incarnation and wore obviously in the tomb variation that I showed in my last review, and they are just painted entirely in silver and look very nice with the grey sole at the bottom, and there's a pattern, a line to separate the sections on the moon boots as well, which you can just see there, and it all looks very nice. And just to show you here for a little bit of comparison, you can take your 5th Doctor here and take your Cyberman, and if you so wish you can relive that famous scene from Earthshock where the Cyber Leader and the Doctor are squared up to each other, and it's the whole "so we meet again, Doctor," and it's all very nice, and they do look excellent together. My final thoughts on the Cyberman: if you would like to track this Cyberman down, you can get him in most Forbidden Planet stores. If you're local Forbidden Planet Hanley, you can get him on eBay reasonably cheap as well, and you can also get them in some Smith's Toys stores as well, as these were a retail release, I believe. And if you don't want the Earthshock Cyberman, you can always purchase the Attack of the Cybermen version, which is a Cyber Scout. That's in black with a slightly different gun, but it is the same figure, just painted black. And you can also get the Attack of the Cybermen Rogue Cyberman, where the faceplate is removable, and that's basically the same as well, except dirty. Or if you so wish, you can purchase the Forbidden Planet exclusive Silver Nemesis Cyberman, which are two really nice Cybermen figures. They're completely different to these, and you get a Cyber Leader and a standard Cyberman with that, and although it is an exclusive, so it's only in Forbidden Planet. So, thank you for watching this review, guys. My next review will be the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee. I feel I've held that one off too long now. I think it's about time we shed some light on the 3rd Doctor era of figures. And after that, it will be my next special. It will probably be a 2 or 3 part special. It will be the Pyramids of Mars figures released, ranging from the Pyramids of Mars 4th Doctor all the way to the Siren War Rocket. And after that, hopefully, if I can get the figure from Toys R Us, it will be the 8th Doctor and Alpha Dalek from the Children of Revolution comic strip. When that will be, I'm not sure. It depends whether I can get the figure this coming week, as some have arrived early in stores, and that's one I'm really excited to do, as there aren't many 8th Doctor figures available. And one last thing, if you'd like to know more information about these figures, feel free to watch other reviews online, particularly Batman March's channel. You can watch his Earthshock Cyberman review, or if you'd like links to buy this figure online, go to Batman March's blog, which I will post the link for in the credits. So, thank you for watching this review, guys, and I shall see you in my 3rd Doctor action figure review.